You turn on Fox News, it's like pre-Iraq war invasion kind of rhetoric.
Gut level, what do you think's happening with Trump? I think they said, look, North Korea's threatening, China's threatening, you've got to look strong. We don't know whose chemicals these are. Send a message. That's what I was told by the White House sources. I know the president told folks that. And now Tillerson is backing off all this war talk with Syria today. I mean, I think that's overall encouraging. China cutting off commerce with North Korea. It looks like things are de-escalating. I mean, every other talk show host wants to escalate all this right now. I'm trying to de-escalate, but I'm being honest about all this. So, Paul, what does your gut tell you?
Well, I don't think we're going to know until a week or two's time. You've got a lot of mixed messages. You've got Tillerson basically with a different message each day. It's like, yes, we have to take out ISIS first, but eventually Assad has to go. Then he said, oh, the Syrian people have to decide whether Assad has to go or not. So they can't get the script right. Then you've got Nikki Haley at the UN, who is holding up photographs, you know, like Colin Powell held up the vial of anthrax or whatever.
Or the babies.
That's proof of something. It just smells bad, Alex. You turn on Fox News, it's like pre-Iraq war invasion kind of rhetoric.
Oh, I agree. They're foaming at the mouth. And these aren't Muslims with no weapons we're attacking this time. This is major powers with nuclear weapons. I promise to go to calls. Let's take a few, then I'll let Paul take over. Jason in Deutschland, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, first of all, I want to say it's a pleasure to be on while Paul's on. I love Paul. I follow him on Twitter. Just a note on the opening that you came in with, Melania Trump and the Lord's Prayer. I'm a Jack Christian at best, and I've never prayed for our leaders before until Trump came in. And I do pray for Trump. I don't know how far my prayers make it up to the man upstairs, but I do that. Couple pieces of advice for Trump, just practically speaking. I don't know why nobody in the government has, tooled up some factory to make their own phones. Why are we worried about Android devices or BlackBerry devices when we could easily tool up a factory with the best experts in the world and create a freaking phone that Trump could feel secure on? So that's one thing. Second thing, I don't know why Trump hasn't organized a parallel, maybe secretive intelligence group that he can trust rather than relying only on the intel that he's getting from the deep state. As far as the North Korea thing, why am I feeling like this is the ghost of false flags past, with how we got into the Vietnam War with the Gulf of Tonkin?
I agree. And now there's all these nuclear weapons. It just goes from bad to worse. Matt in Oklahoma, you're on the air with Paul Joseph Watson.
Oh, man, what's going on, Alex and Paul, at the same time? Man, I'm glad I held as long as I did. I had three real quick things to touch on. One, you guys were segueing into. First thing, North Korea. We all know Kim, he is crazy. Yes, and he's got nukes. Okay, nobody likes him. But let's talk about why we want to actually attack the country for a moment. That North Korea and Iran and I believe Cuba was the last three countries that did not get taken over by a central banking system, i.e., the Federal Reserve and all of their lackeys and their banking cartels, if you will. But, this is the only real reason we want to go into North Korea, and we're being provocative to them so that they throw the first punch so we can just knock them out with the next swing. But that being
Let
said,
me just stop you. The fact that,
yeah, go ahead.
the fact that for the first time ever, China is threatening officially in their People's Daily to nuke North Korea and turning their ships back shows they were told, we're ready to go to war, we're crazy, do what we say. Whatever Trump said got the Chinese dictator's attention. I got to say, this is crazy. I've never seen the Chinese roll over like this. China threatens to bomb North Korea's nuclear facilities. It's also on Infowars.com. We'll show that version. If it crosses Beijing's bottom line, and that is starting a war with the United States. So, wow, I got to tell you, Trump's brinksmanship, at least so far, has really had an effect. I'm going to go back to you, caller, but Paul Watson, what do you make of this?
Well, I mean, what concerns me, Alex, is if you take that position, you're siding with John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, and the lot of them. That makes me very uncomfortable.
I'm not in Syria, but North Korea has been asking for it. I'm not saying I want war.
Well, if you read what the Wall Street Journal wrote today, which is, quote, some Trump fans are unhappy with this drift towards the conventional. Meanwhile, the oft-derided establishment is breathing a bit easier. So conventional to them is obliterating countries and toppling secular leaders and allowing jihadists to come in and, you know, hundreds of thousands of people dying. That's conventional. That pleases the establishment. And the establishment is very pleased at developments over the past 10 days or so. That's what worries me.
I hear you. It's on screen right now. We're going to punch it up and put it up there for folks. China threatens to bomb North Korea's facilities. If you scroll down, that's in the People's Daily. They have a link there. We'll scroll down and then link through to the actual link in the story. That is just wild right there to show where we've gotten to. But, I mean, why does anybody care about North Korea anyways? I mean, it's a bunch of poor slaves. We've got to turn this around. I know this, Paul. Every night I go to bed and I wake up in the morning, we're not in a nuclear war. I'm very, very happy.
Exactly. And there's also a lot of hypocrisy going on. You know, Tillerson came out and said U.S. will hold to account any state or group that targets innocents that commits atrocities. Saudi Arabia has been committing atrocities in Yemen for about a year now. You know, you got 5,000 civilians dead. The U.S. sold them the weapons to do it. They're not going to confront Saudi Arabia. So this line that they're just going to attack anyone who commits any atrocity, it's complete BS, Alex. And like I said, a lot of the rhetoric sounds like 2002, 2003. If you switch on Fox News and listen to these talking heads, they're salivating.
Let's go to Debit in Florida. Debit in Florida, you're on the air.
Great. Hey, thank you so much. Listen, I have bought your product, and I gotta say they're amazing.
Thank
Anyone
you.
who's on the fence, buy it, because I've got Caveman, Superman Vitality, Secret 12, Vitamin Mineral Fusion. I've got the body armor.
Wow, thank you.
Wow.
You're the type of listener that makes it all possible. Which nutraceutical does you like best?
I really like the Vitamin Mineral Fusion, to be honest. That's
It's amazing.
really incredible. I drank it in the morning, and I swear to you, I felt incredible. Like I haven't felt in weeks. My morning was fantastic, and I love you guys. I love the InfoWars crew, and I just want to, I want to take this opportunity to tell anybody out there who's on the fence. Just buy it. You will love it. I'm telling you, I've never bought a bad product.
What you find in our news is the same thing you find in our products at InfoWarsLife.com. It's a win-win, InfoWarsLife.com.